1898. Behind the Faculty of Science at the University of Paris stood a shed, a place once used as a dissection room. Scorching in summer, freezing in winter. A building no one wanted to use, practically a ruin. Yet here, a discovery that would change the world was about to be born. Marie Curie, 31 years old. Together with her husband Pierre Curie, she continued her research here. Her goal, to find an unknown element in uranium ore. But no one believed in its existence. Marie was an immigrant from Poland to France. At the time, institutional barriers limited women's access to higher education and research positions, and their achievements often went unrecognized. Though she had earned a degree from the University of Paris, her status as a woman and an immigrant made securing a stable research position far from easy. While she was central to collaborative research, the systems and prejudices of the era meant her contributions were not always properly recognized. But she refused to give up. The radioactivity of uranium ore cannot be explained by uranium alone. Her measurements suggested the presence of an unknown element. At that moment, she made her decision. I will find this element, no matter what. July 1898. Marie and Pierre reported their first discovery. A new element, polonium, named after Marie's homeland, Poland. But the scientific community's response was cold. The senior members of the French Academy of Sciences crossed their arms and cast skeptical glances. The evidence is insufficient. Marie felt those stares. She said quietly, I will show you proof, I promise. And 5 months later, she made an even bolder prediction. December 1898. Marie and Pierre reported the existence of yet another new element. Another new element exists. We call it radium. Cynical laughter spread through the meeting room. That night, Marie wrote in her experimental notebook, Radium, I won't stop until I prove it. Her resolve was unshakable. Silence the cynical scientists with results. That was her only path. But to achieve that proof, unimaginable trials awaited. 1899. To prove radium's existence, Marie and Pierre began a new challenge. They obtained tons of pitchblende residue from the Austrian government. From this massive quantity, they would refine radium. It was unimaginably grueling. Every day, from morning to night, crushing ore, boiling, stirring. The summer shed exceeded 40 degrees Celsius, a scorching hell. Winter brought work in freezing cold. Marie's hands became ravaged by chemical agents. Her clothes were constantly blackened with dust. Over 8 hours of stirring a massive iron pot. Her arms ached, her back screamed. But she didn't stop. Her hands told the story. Chemical burns, dryness in cracks, blackened nails. This wasn't simply research. This was a battle that consumed the body, a friend said with concern. Marie, your body can't take this. You should rest. But Marie answered, if I rest, who will find this element? For her, rest wasn't an option. From 1899 to 1902. During these 3 years, the Curies lived in extreme poverty. Pierre's salary as a university professor. It was several times that of an average worker at the time. Yet the high cost of purchasing ore and research expenses consumed it all. Marie reduced their living expenses to the absolute minimum. Meals consisted only of black bread and soup. She wore the same clothes for years. To save on heating, she endured winter in layers. Raising her daughter Irene while continuing research. 4 hours of sleep per day. When friends brought food out of concern, Marie refused. I want to use it to buy ore. For her, research was everything. August 1901. Marie's body reached its limit. Malnutrition. Chronic fatigue. Her cheeks were hollow, her eyes lifeless. A doctor warned, if you continue like this, your life is in danger. But Marie answered, I haven't proven it yet. In her eyes, her own health no longer existed. All she saw was radium. Pierre said, Marie, we should rest. But Marie shook her head. Just a little more, and we'll reach it. She was betting her life. 1902. Late at night, Marie and Pierre held a small test tube. Inside was a trace amount of radium chloride. After years of processing tons of pitchblende residue, they had finally refined it. Tears fell from Marie's eyes. Pierre was also speechless. 4 years of struggle, extreme poverty, utter exhaustion. All of it for this trace amount of radium. Radium appeared to glow faintly in the darkness. A pale blue, mysterious luminescence. Marie continued to gaze at that light. She said, "It's beautiful." Pierre answered, "This is the door to a new world." That night, the two remained in the shed, simply gazing at radium's glow. They didn't yet know that this discovery would change the history of science. December 1903, Stockholm. Marie and Pierre Curie received the Nobel Prize in Physics for their contributions to radioactivity research. It was a joint award with Henri Becquerel. But hidden within this honor was difficulty. Initially, the selection process centered on Becquerel and Pierre, but ultimately Marie's contributions were also recognized in the joint award. On the stage, at the award ceremony, Marie held complicated feelings. Parts of the scientific community still refused to acknowledge her, but Marie remained unfazed. She knew the truth. Marie gazed out the window. Stockholm's winter cityscape. Snow was falling. She made a quiet vow. "I'll prove it again, this time alone." The Nobel Prize wasn't the end. This was the beginning of a new battle. April 19th, 1906. Paris. Marie Curie's world collapsed. Her husband Pierre died suddenly in a horse-drawn carriage accident. He was only 46 years old. A rainy cemetery. Marie stood before her husband's coffin. Her heart was empty. Research partner, life companion, her only true ally. She lost everything in an instant. Her daughter Irene held her mother's hand. "Mama, isn't Papa coming back?" Marie couldn't answer. That night, Marie opened her husband's experimental notebook. Inside was Pierre's handwritten memo. Isolation of radium, next goal. Tears fell from Marie's eyes. But within those tears, something sprouted. Resolve. "Pierre, I will fulfill your dream." She closed the notebook and stood up. Grief didn't stop her. Rather, it drove her forward. Marie returned to the laboratory, alone. November 1906. Marie assumed Pierre's teaching and lecture responsibilities at the Sorbonne, achieving an exceptional position for a woman at the university. But it wasn't an honor. It was a trial. The day of her first lecture. Over 100 students sat in the great hall. Their gazes were cold. A female professor cannot be accepted. Marie stood at the podium. Her hands trembled slightly. But she began to speak. "Radioactivité, this is today's theme." Her voice was quiet, yet powerful. The students' gazes began to change. 1911. Marie took on an even greater challenge. The isolation of pure metallic radium. This was a goal she and Pierre couldn't achieve in their collaborative research. Now, she would accomplish it alone. For 5 years, she silently continued her experiments. And finally, that moment arrived. Under the microscope, she saw a tiny, silvery white metallic fragment shining. Pure metallic radium. Tears fell from Marie's eyes. "Pierre, look, I did it." In the empty laboratory, she spoke to her late husband. She didn't yet know that this discovery would bring her a second Nobel Prize. But just before that glory, Marie was plunged into hell. November 1911. French media began attacking Marie. Madame Curie in adultery scandal. The other party was married scientist Paul Langevin. Marie was a widow, but society showed no mercy. Newspaper headlines vilified her. Foreign woman destroys French family. Female scientist morally corrupt. Crowds gathered in front of Marie's home. Some threw stones. Her daughters were bullied at school. "Your mother is shameless." Marie shut herself in her house. That night, Marie stared out the window. She could hear the crowd's abuse. She was completely isolated. In the 1911 membership election, the French Academy of Sciences rejected her. She never became a member of the French Academy of Sciences. Even friends kept their distance. Marie considered suicide. I can't endure this anymore. Her hand reached for a medicine bottle. But at that moment, a telegram arrived. The telegram read, "Congratulations on winning the Nobel Prize in Chemistry." Marie couldn't believe it. In the midst of scandal, in despair deep enough to consider suicide, yet science still recognized her. A Solo Award for the discovery of radium and polonium, for the isolation of pure metallic radium. As of 2026, Marie Curie remains the only person to have won Nobel Prizes in different fields, physics and chemistry. Marie clutched the telegram and shed tears. Science doesn't lie. She chose to live. December 1911. Stockholm. Marie was recovering from illness. Her doctor forbade travel, but Marie decided to go. On the stage at the award ceremony, she stood up. Her complexion was poor, her body trembling. But her voice was strong. She spoke of how science is a universal endeavor that transcends borders. Silence filled the hall. Marie continued. I discovered radium together with my late husband Pierre, and now, alone, I have isolated metallic radium. This wasn't something impossible because I'm a woman. It was possible because I'm a scientist. Applause filled the hall. Yet some cold stares remained. Marie knew this, but she no longer cared. She had proven herself. 1914. World War I broke out. Marie left her laboratory. She developed mobile X-ray units, called Petite Curies, Little Curies. She converted trucks and equipped them with X-ray devices. Wounded soldiers on the battlefield could be examined on site. Marie drove the vehicles herself to the front lines. Her daughter Irene also went to the battlefield with her mother. The roar of artillery. Soldiers covered in blood and mud. Marie silently continued taking X-rays, identifying fracture locations, giving instructions to surgeons. Rapid diagnosis saved lives. Through establishing frontline X-ray diagnostic systems and training personnel, she contributed to diagnosing and determining treatment plans for numerous wounded soldiers. At the time, knowledge of radiation dangers and protection was insufficient, and modern radiation protection measures, like lead shielding, dose management, and optimization of distance and time, were not yet established. Today, international standards mandate medical worker exposure limits, averaging 20 millisieverts per year over 5 years, with a 50 millisievert annual maximum, and dose management is institutionalized. But Marie didn't realize that her body was being consumed. Radiation exposure, years of radium research, and X-ray work on the battlefield. An unprotected environment. Marie's hands suffered severe damage from radiation. Skin deterioration, nail discoloration, chronic fatigue. A doctor warned, "Madame Curie, your body is in danger. You must rest." But Marie answered, "The soldiers cannot rest, neither can I." She continued saving others' lives while destroying her own. July 4th, 1934. Saint-Selemo's Sanatorium, France. Marie Curie quietly passed away. She was 66 years old. Cause of death, aplastic anemia. Years of radiation exposure from radium research and X-ray work in unprotected environments are believed to have significantly contributed. At her bedside were her daughters Irene and Eve. Marie gazed at the French Alps outside the window and said quietly, "I was happy." Her hand gripped her daughter's. "Science was my life." And she closed her eyes. 1995. Marie Curie's remains were transferred to the Pantheon in Paris, together with Pierre. As a woman, she was recognized for the first time as a French hero. But her coffin was covered in lead, because her remains are still contaminated with radiation. The notebooks she used for research, the instruments she touched, all still emit radiation. Radium-226 has a half-life of approximately 1/600 years, and contaminated materials require careful handling for extended periods. Her research notebooks are still stored in lead boxes under strict security, and viewing them requires protective clothing and a liability waiver. This was the price she paid, but she wouldn't have regretted it. She lived for science and died for science. That was Marie Curie's life. Marie's legacy was inherited by her daughter. 1935. Irene Joliot-Curie received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the discovery of artificial radioactivity, a joint award with her husband, Frédéric. What Mother Marie achieved, daughter Irene carried forward. Several families have won Nobel Prizes, but the Curie family stands as one of the most iconic. On the stage at the awards ceremony, Irene said quietly, "My mother taught me that science knows no gender." Applause echoed through the hall. Marie's soul lived on through her daughter. But Irene also died of leukemia in 1956, with links to research and radiation exposure noted. She was 58 years old. The women of the Curie family dedicated their lives to science. So what can we learn from this story? What does Marie Curie's story teach us? First, the power of dedication. She faced extreme poverty, gender discrimination, scandal, war, and radiation exposure. Yet she never abandoned science. Dedication isn't continuing because success is guaranteed. It's continuing to believe even when success isn't visible. Second, the battle against prejudice. Marie was constantly discriminated against as a female scientist, but she proved herself through results. With 2 Nobel Prizes, facts no one could deny. Third, the weight of sacrifice. Marie consumed her life for science. Her hands, her body, and ultimately her life. She devoted everything to radiation. But she had no regrets. "I was happy," she said at the end. Her dedication gave birth to modern radiation medicine. Her battle opened the path for women scientists. Yet women still comprise only about 30% of the world's researchers. The path she forged remains unfinished. Marie Curie lived for science and died for science. And her legacy continues to illuminate the world. So I ask you, dedication isn't continuing because success is guaranteed. It's continuing to believe. What would you consume your life for? Do you have the courage to keep fighting prejudice? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Marie Curie proved women's enduring achievements in the history of science. Her story teaches us the power of human will that bends to no difficulty. At Blueprint of Giants, we continue exploring strategies and lessons from history. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe. Wisdom you can apply to your own life is here. Until next time.